There's one little secret to overcoming the fear of rejection. Okay, so aside from being really used to being rejected regularly, taking responsibility, radical responsibility, no matter what. All right, so let's back this up a little bit. So, hello, I'm Stephanie Michelle, and today we're going to talk about empowerment and rejection. So, for many of us, we may shy away from taking certain risks, even if there's a pot of gold at the end of that tunnel, because of this fear that it could all go terribly wrong. I'd like to introduce you to a strategic risk, right? Where we have weighed some pros and some cons, but sometimes some risks that we take may appear to have a very small chance of success. But if you feel this sense of vindication or this sense that this is the right thing to do, sometimes, whether it seems totally logical or not, it's the thing that we do. So being extremely clear on what our values are allows us to put ourselves in positions where we take risks. And let's say that we're rejected because of taking that risk or everything blows up in our faces. How we overcome that fear is by knowing that what inspired the action was truly authentic to ourselves. So let me give you an example. In dating, let's say that you have a huge crush. There's someone that you think about all the time, and maybe you are sort of, monitoring their social, but they probably don't know how you feel. And you like it that way because if they knew how you felt, then you would have a definitive answer either way. So the idea here is to know, to validate your own feelings, to know, okay, I have a crush on this person, maybe do some journaling around why. Is this a trauma response? Are they reminding you of a dysfunctional familial relationship? Or is there something just really soothing and energizing about their presence in your life that you're attracted to? So being clear on that and then detaching from the outcome, because when we are afraid of rejection, we are latching onto so tightly? The outcome. So we're just going to let go of that because all that we can control are the actions that we take. We can't control the rest, but getting more attuned to the why behind, and guess what? It might not be wrapped up in a pretty package with a bow. You may not be able to very clearly articulate why with tangible facts and reasons, but your emotions are enough. If you feel a very strong inkling. And this also ties in with having a higher sense of trust with the universe, whatever you believe in terms of a higher power, that your desires are not wrong. And that even if it's not reciprocated, let's say that job that you went for, you thought, oh my gosh, I'm so perfect for this role. This role is so perfect for me. And then they don't think so. It's okay. And I know saying that right now, especially if you've just been in a situation where you're rejected, you may think, okay, no, I'm definitely not okay. But I'm not saying that right now you feel emotionally okay. What I'm saying is that over time, you are being led to what is meant for you. And rejections are so worth it when the upside of, let's say, getting what you want is present, when it's actually a possibility. And sometimes it does happen. Even if you find yourself in a downward spiral currently, go ahead and check out my video on how to have an upward spiral. I'll link that below. But the idea here is we oftentimes label things as good or bad. So I remember reading one of those questions, like I think it was on Blog Things. If anyone remembers Blog Things, let me know if you remember. But one of the questions was, would you rather have a good or interesting life? And I found it so peculiar because life can be both, but part of me is pretty convinced that an interesting life is so much better. than one where only good things happen. Because guess what? Interesting things can be hardships and they can be the good stuff. I don't know about you, but I want some interesting good stuff. And I'll take some interesting bad stuff if that's how the dice rolls, which it does sometimes. The idea here also is to not judge things as good or bad. Nothing is inherently good, nothing is inherently bad. It's our judgment of those things. And you could say the same for something that's interesting, but to me, something that's interesting has more layers, is multifaceted, is maybe a little bit controversial. You may want to check out my video on being agreeable or not. Maybe you can guess right now where I stand on that. But yes, when we get attuned to our feelings in real time and express them through art, through therapy, or to, let's say, the person directly, it becomes less about the outcome and more about the process. And think about life. Are you living this life for the end result? I mean, no judgment if you are, whatever your beliefs are on the afterlife or whatever your beliefs are on um, there being nothing. But I would say my personal philosophy is that there's some uncertainty around exactly what goes on. So I'm going to live my life for the here and now with consideration of the past, with consideration of the future, but to be in integrity, to be living in a way that's worth it, not just at the end, but during, is to live from a place of love versus fear. So now my question for you is, how will you proactively overcome your fear of rejection and embrace your power? There were some hints in the video, but I'd love to hear what you think. My name is Stephanie Michelle, and as always, I would like to thank you for tuning in today. Plenty more stuff when it comes to nomad life, when it comes to life, when it comes to interviews with interesting people, and some stuff that's just for fun. So go ahead and stay connected with me, like and follow and comment, and I will see you next time.